you guys? It's your girl Heaven.
And it's your girl Riddle.
And we are back with another episode of
More Than a Mother Podcast. What episode is this one?
This is episode 11. We just dropped 10.
We did.
On Sunday. You guys, if y'all don't know, we try to record a week in advance.
Yes.
So sometimes some of our stuff is a little delayed. But we try to do that. And you know why? Because we're busy as mothers.
Yeah.
And this is More Than a Mother, but today we're going to talk about motherhood itself.
Yeah.
Because we are both in this place that we'd love to decompress with the conversation with each other and with y'all. You could tell them a little bit about it. Whew, honey.
I don't know about any other mom out there, but I'm so sick of the routine, and I don't mean routine like with my child. I mean the routine that your body gets programmed to. So even when you have the ability to sleep in, you don't. Because why I wake up at 7 o'clock this morning?
7.
And I didn't need to be up until 9:30.
One thing about me, baby, I'm asleep.
Are you?
Fuck yes.
As soon as my body
I don't get enough of it.
As soon as my body get used to something, I'm awake.
I mean, I'm like that too, but because I work from home, I got that like flexible kind of schedule.
If I work from home, probably wouldn't work.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to be
good at sleep.
I'm supposed to be at work at 9. Sometimes it's 10. Sometimes it's 11.
Sometimes sometimes we record.
Sometimes I don't go. How about that? But you're tired of the routine, and I think that I'm tired. I'm plain motherfucking tired, y'all. Especially today.
Yeah.
Today and yesterday, I probably have not been this tired since pregnancy and like 1 or 2 months after. So like 1-2 months into postpartum, I have gained my energy back and like, you know, trying to get into the routine of things. So I have not been tired like this in a very long time. My energy is going to be low until I drink this wine, and we're going to fix that, okay? But yeah, it's a lot to be a mama. If you a mama, you know, and if you don't, and if you're not
a parent.
Yes, because it ain't just motherhood.
It ain't just motherhood, because I'm sure there's a tired father out here.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
But we ain't talking about you right now. No,
I was about to say, I know y'all tired, but
because baby,
child,
I don't know what I'm more tired from. If it's the pre-programmed body or the fact that I think this is it for me. The fact that I know I'm obligated to do something every single day.
Yeah.
Is mentally exhausting.
Like on a regular day, y'all, most people know they gotta go to work, right? They don't have children. Parents know they gotta go to work, watch the kid, and do all of the things in between.
That keeps a human alive. Keeping a human alive in your belly is hard work. Do not get me wrong. But when they get out here, this woman told me at FedEx when I was pregnant, she said, truthfully, what you're doing will be the easiest part of parenthood. And she ain't never lied. I'm just now getting it, though. I'm just now understanding. Like, tired. Also, disclaimer, I party too hard, the voice still gone. I don't know how to fix it. I've been trying to fix it. So, I sound like a young man at times. It's okay.
I love a good raspy voice. So, you know why? That means you had a fucking ball.
And we did. And that's the problem. That's where it stemmed from. We thought we was grown this weekend. Or over this past weekend. And we was out till 5 a.m. in the morning.
Girl, you thought you was 17.
Woke up at 9. Because my body said, your baby is awake.
Wake up.
Somewhere.
And that's one of the things about motherhood. Like, you know, we're going to talk about always being more than just a mother, right? You want to do those things.
Yeah.
You got to have fun. You got to. You literally have to. But I think what makes us more tired than people who don't have children is that we're doing that on top of having to get up with your child, because
what's the hangover with a baby?
What's the hangover with a baby? And I know your baby wake up like, what's for breakfast? I know she do.
Oatmeal.
She don't even ask.
Oatmeal. I'd be like, all right.
Because 7 can't talk. People like,
But you know,
walk into the pantry. You already know what's up. It's breakfast time.
I'm trying to tell you what. You tired right now.
Mm-hmm. No, and I wanted to say this.
Get even more
I wanted to say this. I want to ask y'all this, and I want to ask you this, y'all. Yazzie, Well, as y'all know, Yazzie had Marley approximately a year before I had Seven. Their birthdays are like a month and a week apart. Something like that. So it's almost to the year, right? Yeah. And I'm so fucking tired I can't think. Sorry. I swear to God. It's okay. I've never experienced it.
That's because you ain't drinking. Yeah, you got to drink.
I'm going to talk about sleep deprivation, whatever it's called, in a minute. I'm going to talk about it because I literally ran a red light the other day. Yesterday. I'm so fucking tired, y'all. I ain't never done no shit like that in my life. Yeah, don't be running
no red lights.
Baby.
Listen.
God had his hands all over my car.
I told Trey one time, I said the theory of postpartum should really be summed up to the fact that you are just deprived of sleep. Because I think most people deal with postpartum and postpartum blues because sleep deprivation will have you hallucinating.
Sad.
Honestly, sad.
Mad. Overstimulated.
Heavy on the mad because you just be mad for no reason.
Heavy on the fucking mad.
Because all you need to do is go to sleep. And you can't.
Child. So this is what I wanted to say. Like, people always say, oh, because, you know, when you first have a baby, newborns are like, they have the wake time of kind of getting up like every 2 hours. Don't matter what the fuck time it is. So you are obviously losing sleep when you have a newborn. Mm-hmm. And people complain about that. We complain about it. And people always say to us, this is the easy part.
Yeah.
And now Seven's 1, and I understand what they meant. Because now he's walking around and talking and fucking up his room, fucking up our house, exploring, being
heavy
a
on
baby.
the fucking up your shit because, honestly, can we normalize kids' rooms just being dirty too?
Yeah, like,
'cause I'm fucking tired.
Tyler and I were the people before we had Seven, pristine. Like, if we gotta straighten up, clean up every day, we clean up. We do like a real deep clean on Sundays, and then because we're both usually off on the weekends, depending on what job we working, and then we'll do like a straighten. That's what we used to do, straighten up every night. Like before we went to bed, the house was pristine, right? Because that put me in a good mindset. Like that's who I am. Now that we have a 1-year-old. I don't know. Y'all just go look at my story. I post how fucked up my house is probably every fucking other day.
Yeah.
And it's inevitable.
Yeah, but it is. And it only gets worse.
Yeah.
The more active they become, the more toys they want out.
Mm-hmm. And it's okay because why?
Because pick your battles.
Yes.
Pick your battles. Pick your battles.
I saw a TikTok the other day. She said, lick the damn rock.
If that's what you want to do,
lick it.
Lick it. If that's what you want. If it's going to cause for a tantrum, just go ahead and do you. As long as you can't immediately die from it, baby, have a ball.
If you're not hurt, sick,
have a ball. Because I be too tired. Parenthood is really getting up every 5 seconds. It's sitting down and then getting your ass right the fuck back up.
I'm telling you.
And that's another part of tired. Joints be hurting. And I go to the gym. I stretch and all.
Back.
Yeah. I don't deal with back pain anymore only because I've worked really hard on
your core. And you were the
one. No, I ain't worked on my core. I ain't worked on core shit.
Well, no, you told me.
I need
yeah. You told
stomach still loose as fuck.
You told me that when women have a lot of back pain after pregnancy, it could be for a number of reasons, like epidurals.
But it's typically like from the fact that your body,
your core is weaker, and your like
pelvic floor is weaker.
You're getting strength from other places and shit like that. And like literally, I told myself today, I'm like, I'm gonna stop doing this.
Yeah,
I got to, cause that's why the fuck my back hurt. But it's so hard to do this.
Today, straight up, because you got used to it while you were pregnant.
Yeah,
and that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
literally, I started doing sciatic nerve stretching and like all those type of things to then be able to even work out because my back pain was bad.
Yeah,
because I pushed her out my fucking vagina.
Oh, I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine. I don't think I'll ever do that. Now that I've had, I don't think. I'm not saying I won't.
It's possible to have it. You can.
No, it is. The doctor said, look, back in the day when you had a C-section, you could never have a vaginal birth after that. Like all of them had to be C-sections. Now
it's possible.
Everything is possible now. Mm-hmm. Okay, with this new technology and these doctors being smart and shit like that. They now can. I think it's what they told me.
It's called a feedback.
Yes, what they told me it had to be like 3 years apart. So if I had
it don't. Please. Well, I know what
I was about to say because they'll tell you anything.
They'll tell you anything, but it doesn't have to be like that. It really just depends on your doctor. It depends on how comfortable your doctor feels about birthing your baby. Yes. And as long as you typically as long as you make it 36 weeks with no issues, there's no problem for you
ever
to
And that's what I was going to say. It depends on, because I was in Raleigh when I had 7, now I'm in Charlotte. So the OBGYN or doctor that I'm seeing now, or when I get pregnant, you know, again, if I do that.
If you do that, because let's talk about it.
If I do that, because
we'll get
into it. They probably will say something different. But the doctors in Raleigh, which were amazing doctors, I really do think they were like God sent, said it would be, you know, if I come back to that specific hospital, it'd have to be 3 years after. And then I can do a vaginal birth. But I don't know if I would. The pain from a cesarean is, you can't move, bitch. Like, it's awful. You can't take care of your baby afterwards. Like,
well, it's the same with the vagina.
I think it's probably worse.
It's worse.
I think it's worse. And I don't want my coochie
because if you could you move your legs? Could you move your legs?
Yes. Like, I'm gonna say yes, but fucking barely.
Okay, yeah. So
like, I needed help.
I couldn't.
And that's because your vagina is in between your legs.
I know. And my pelvic floor and all that was so weak that I literally had to like make it a thing to try to walk again. I would never forget. My mama, she made me so mad, but I understand now because it was still like 45 minutes. But she was like, "You can't walk with the baby," and I was like, "This is my baby.
What the fuck do you mean?
I can walk with my baby. What do you mean?" It took me 45 minutes without the baby in my arm because I was so pissed. I didn't want no help, right? To walk from the bedroom to the kitchen, which was not far at all. And then when I made it back to the bedroom, I said, I understand.
Yeah, what the
hell she meant, because...
And when you have a baby, your emotions are like all over the place. Yes. So you don't want nobody telling you what to do, even if it's helpful. Yeah. You don't want nobody, like, you want help, but you don't. Like, I'm telling y'all, it's fucking insane.
It was the unsolicited advice for me. If I come to you, okay, when people was just telling me what I should do, I was like, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
they probably was right though.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like the emotions of it all. So you're taking it a little different, even though people that's been through it trying to help you. That's all people love you.
Now my mama did say I had the worst looking baby she had ever seen.
The worst what?
Looking baby she had ever seen. She was back there. I didn't feel anything, so I don't know. Nor did I give a fuck, because I was like, the baby coming out. All I wanted to not be able to feel was nauseous. That's really it. My mama was like, she made me look at her and be like, what's wrong? Like, what's going on?
Yo, baby was big.
Big. And really.
Not big. Not as big as some babies could possibly be. But big. Big for your little frame, too.
Even though I was not little then.
But your frame is still little. Don't matter how much you put on.
The bone structure outside of the fat, yes.
Yes.
That's why it was like, oh, ma'am, this baby's almost 9 pounds. What do you want to do? And I was like,
get her out. The fuck out of me.
I don't want no 9-pound baby. And that's exactly why I won't have another one. They say it only goes up.
Well, the reason I might not have another one, as a lot of people know, if you know me personally, and probably if you've been watching this, I want a slew of kids. I wanted a slew of kids. I've always dreamed of having a big family because I was practically the only child till I was about 13. And I just admire big families. But the tiredness, I can't keep my eyes open.
So imagine having 3 kids right now.
I'm so fucking tired. So I don't know how I'm going to have more. And Tyler and I talked about trying to get pregnant with twins next December. Bitch, who? I would love to have twins. I would love to have twins. I think that's amazing.
I think
but I'm going to need a fucking nanny or some shit.
I'll be your postpartum doula. I think that everyone should just be able to have access to that. I think that a lot of women would probably have more children if they had more help with their babies in the wee hours at nighttime. Because if you aren't fortunate to have a man that will wake up or that will, take some of the fetus, then it is a lot for just you. So yeah, if y'all need a postpartum doula, if y'all need a doula, hit me up.
Yeah, we're gonna get all her good stuff together, and it's gonna be Heavenly Productions on all of the marketing, and my good sis on all of the talent, and we're gonna figure it out for you guys because I need that. So I know a lot of people need that.
Yeah. I want to be able to let the parents go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, the first 6 months, I've learned, the first 6 months were the most vital for me, were the most hardest for me as well. Your hormone levels don't tend to get back to where they need to be for at least a year.
At least.
And that's at least. Like, that's like,
because I still don't think my hormones are leveled out. I think at 10.
Don't you got a hormonal birth control?
No, it's actually, I just learned that mine is not hormonal.
Okay, that's great then.
Yeah, so actually I think that's why I was fortunate, because I felt like my hormones started to even out at like 10 months postpartum. And I felt better.
You start feeling normal.
Yeah, but I still don't feel like I'm back to normal, if that makes sense.
No,
so,
I think
at least a year.
I think it's closer to 2 years. 2 years of age for the children, and then for moms, or just the family in general, for it to feel normal. Mm-hmm. Like, before it's like, okay, I got this. Because honestly, just as much as the kids are learning new things and it's new to them, every single day I'm learning something new as a mom. And honestly, it's like a lifelong college course. Like, you're constantly being tested mentally, and it could be very exhausting. Even when, because for me, I'm gonna speak from me personally. I'm someone who is always in my head in general. I'm always looking for ways I can improve as a mother, and that's where the exhaustion comes from, I think. The fact that I'm always like trying to measure myself up to be, well, I'm not even sure what it is. I'm not even sure what it is.
And you know what I think I want to name this episode? It just came in my head. I think it needs to be Motherhood Equals Superwoman.
Okay.
Or Mothers Equal Superwoman. Yeah. Because what you're trying to say with words is a feeling.
Yeah.
You can't really put it into words. Yeah. It's one of those things. If you are a good mother, because there are people out there, and I'm not saying everybody's a bad mom because they're not trying to be a better mother every day. That makes some people just not maternal. Mm-hmm. Like, some people are just not maternal people. Yeah. Some people are not paternal people. Some people try to love their child, and it's literally not wired in their brains to do it that way. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that's majority of people. Majority of people who are good parents are always trying to be a better parent not even every day, every fucking second of the day. So I'm just gonna put it in perspective for y'all. I work from home solely because for the first year we didn't want to put Seven in daycare. Mm-hmm. Which means if Tyler's going to work, we possibly both could work from home, but that would be a fucking disaster unless we lived in a house where we would be in two different areas.
Seven would be all of y'all.
Okay. And I think that's not like the healthiest thing for the kids. Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to get out of. Yeah. Because it's easier or you feel like it's easier in your brain to be like, well, they're just at home with me. And then you realize all the things that come as they grow. Like, they need to be able to interact with people because you don't want them to be socially awkward. They need to be able, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to put Marley in a fuck thing.
And they don't, and I'm with you, and they don't need to be, what's happening with us right now is that he's like super, super emotionally dependent on me. Yeah. Which means like when he goes, like around this house, he like he's a social butterfly. He does whatever he wants. He plays it. But when we go out in public, sometimes he just stands there. Yeah. And that's because for this first year, we've mostly spent majority of our time together. And so I'm just gonna put it in perspective for y'all. I'm working, but Seven needs all of my attention as well. So I want to be the best at my job so I can continue to get raises so my baby can be fucking flourishing because finances matter. Okay. And then I also want to be the best mother I can. So think about this. If you're focusing on two things and putting all of your energy into one, the other thing is going to lack. Yeah. So I feel like since we've moved to Charlotte and I've been working from home, something lacks at all times, right? Yeah. Either my job, I'm not going to have full focus on that. Something's lacking there. Or Seven's not going to get enough of my attention. And that's just a no for me. And I swear to God, and Tyler will tell you this too, when he was working and then he started staying at home with the baby in the daytime and going to work at night, because I was in the office, he literally said to me, working a full-time 8-hour job outside ain't got shit on watching Seven all day.
It doesn't.
I don't know what it is.
I had to tell Trey one time, like, well, once I first had Marlene, he went back to work after the paternity leave, like, I know it seems minuscule and seems minute and doesn't seem like things that should be a big deal, but you get to ride home by yourself. You get to go, like,
Continue.
You're literally...
Start from the first day. Start from the beginning of the day.
Okay.
Start from the beginning of the day.
You get to drive to work
Listen to your podcast, your young boy.
Whatever. By yourself.
In peace. Sometimes quiet.
You go to work. They allot you however many breaks they do, but you get a break. You get to stop. You get to rest your mind. You get to eat. And you got to schedule time you're going to eat every day. And I would be at home, sometimes starving, but I'm breastfeeding, barely have any energy. Like, and I know that that's not, the goal isn't to make me feel like I'm doing everything at home. But that's really...
And can we talk about it? Let's get into it, because to finish out the day, y'all get to do all that, and then you get to drive home by yourselves. Listening to your goddamn Mariah Carey.
You can sit in the car for 15 to 30 more minutes and we not know.
We'll never know. Well, I got that motherfucking
location. If I'm gonna find out.
Bitch, come on,
fuck me. Get this baby.
Oh, okay. But anyway, you get to do all of that, and then when you come home, you get to take a shower. You get to eat again. You get to eat again.
or 45 minute shit, because
baby, a shit, shower, and shave.
And now you've been in there for another 2 hours. So I ain't got to clock out at all day.
And then on top of that, let's talk about my scenario. I'm also working.
Yeah.
There are mothers, like, okay, let's talk about Canada, bitch. Canada, you get 12 minimum.
Yeah.
To 18 maternity leave months.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would want that or not. I don't know, because listen, obviously. But think about this. After that 12 or 18 months, you got to go back to work.
I'm good with that.
I don't know. My toddler, my baby will be a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have to juggle work and that. But I think I'm coming from a perspective of working from home. So, if I get to get the fuck out the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's why, and when I tried the work from home thing, I was like, it's not, for me, it's less of being at home with the kid, and more so I've realized that I thrive mentally when I go outside, when I'm outside of my comfort. That's where I thrive. So I would rather take the job that's going to require more of me, because that's what makes me feel better mentally.
A challenge.
But I know that wouldn't be beneficial to my child. So I'm always in limbo.
Yeah.
About those two things.
And parenthood will always be that way. Always. And you'll
fine.
Never figure it out, I don't think. My mom still sacrifices her time for me, and I'm 25.
Yeah, same.
So I don't think it ever works that way. And then for you specifically, one of the things that you said to me months and months and months ago that you probably don't remember is that you longed for adult conversations.
Yeah.
Like, she's at home with the baby, and like, sis, let me talk to you, because I don't know how much babbling I can take from my daughter talking to me, because I don't know what the hell she's saying. And at the time, she was trying to talk, like how 7 is now.
And for people who children start trying to talk very early, because Marley started talking very early, it was a lot, honestly. If I'm going to be truthful, I'm grateful for the fact that she
is
advanced. But like I have said several times on this podcast, it is a challenge to parent advanced children that nobody would tell you about. Okay? You want your children to want to potty train themselves and to want to have conversation and want to learn all these words until they use everything against you.
And it's also not like I don't think, I want to clarify that she's not trying, and I can speak for you.
Because, go ahead.
She's not trying to compare the struggles.
Yeah, no.
Because it's just a different type of fucking struggle. Yeah. Like, it just is. Because a smart baby.
It's definitely not a comparison thing.
Yeah.
It's just, and honestly, I don't know what I expected, because she is me.
Yep.
She is definitely me. I could say she's me 2.0, because I know the things that I would have wanted done differently for me as a kid. So I've made sure to, like, I don't know a lick of Spanish, but she do. Like,
I love that.
I've literally only taken up or tried to learn things because she'll speak to me in a different language, and I don't know. Like, remember at one point I was like, Marley walks circles around me.
Yeah.
And it's exhausting. Like, I'm trying to figure out what she's doing, what she's learning it from. Now I'm sitting down watching the shows that she watches, even though they drive me fucking insane, just so that I could feel like I'm parenting her on the level that she needs to be parented now. And it's just
and it's because our brains don't soak up things
like,
as fast as children. And so when you have a smart child, they will run circles around you. I think the science behind that is just being able to be a sponge. Yeah. More than adults are. But I will say that. And you know what, another thing I want to talk about? Let's talk about, and I know we said we wasn't going to talk about fatherhood, and we're not. What we're really going to talk about is the dynamic of a family. So although we have significant others and we both live as a family together, can we be real about the fact that
sometimes I would like to be a single mother?
She say that. I'm not.
I don't want to leave my man. I don't want to leave my man.
But she thinks that single mothers sometimes have it easier. Because sometimes,
because sometimes I just think like the ability to be able to drop your child off to their parent and go on about your fucking business is a luxury. It's an unfortunate luxury, yes, but it is a luxury. When I'm sick of my baby, her daddy's sitting right there. It don't even fucking matter.
Yeah, she don't go nowhere.
She don't go nowhere.
She go 2 steps. Go to your father is my favorite line. Oh, shit. My favorite line is go to your father. Go to your father. And you know where your father is? Beside the fuck me.
Every damn time.
Woo. So I understand what you're saying. I do. I never say that I want to be a single.
I wish I want to be.
Sometimes you wish.
But sometimes I wish that I could just drop my baby off with her daddy for a week.
Baby, I can't.
And not be bothered.
I can't wish that, but I understand where you're coming from. And I also think that because we're the primary parent, especially if you breastfeed, people don't talk enough about breastfeeding. That's why I salute my girl Kiki Palmer about talking about it on her podcast. I salute people speaking out on the fact that breastfeeding is fucking hard. It's natural. Bitches been doing this shit since the colonial age. I don't know how, but they have. And it's tiring.
People do it because it's cheaper. Not because they necessarily can deal.
I'm selfish.
With the fact. Yeah. I could agree that was kind of one of the main reasons why I did it. Now.
Kind of,
yes. Because I was real big on the fact that, breastfed children be a little bit smarter. Breastfed children be, you know what I mean? Like, you read all those facts, and it's like, and I can honestly attest to that. Marley is extremely smart, and I'm sure it's because she breastfed till she was 14 months.
Yep. I can attest to the fact, too. Seven has been breastfeeding, and he is advanced.
Flourishing.
So, I can definitely attest to that. But, go ahead.
But, was it hard? The hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Absolutely.
And
no shitting you. Like, we're not being dramatic.
I'm not even being dramatic. And I'm very dramatic, so know this. The hardest thing I've ever done in my life is feed a child from my body. Probably would be the proudest thing I've ever done in my life.
Absolutely. Keeping your child alive with your own body. Baby.
And then I had a bigger baby. So that first month.
She ate a lot.
That first month. By the time we left the doctor's office, no lie. By the time we left the doctor's, she was already 10 pounds. So I'll just look. When Marley was 4 months, she was 16 pounds already. I was dying. No exaggeration. Losing all my nutrients. Doctors telling me left and right I should stop. Did I? No. I kept going until her father helped me so very much. I can't thank him enough.
And we gotta salute when they are stepping up. Because one of the things I was going to say is that although, parenthood is a struggle together. Yeah. As mothers, I don't know if we should. I'm struggling with this. I don't know if we should be okay with being 70-30 or 90-20 or 80.
They'll never be.
Is it 90-20, bitch? I can't do mouth. I can't mouth.
And you can't do mouth.
Mouth?
You can't do mouth?
I can't do mouth.
You probably can't.
I can definitely do mouth.
But it's 90-10.
It's 90-10.
You know, I'm gonna say this. I think I've said
Are you
this.
okay with this, or are we supposed to expect more?
Okay, so are you okay with it? Were you okay with it minus the child? Then shouldn't shit change with the baby? I feel like,
and I think that's a great question, because if I'm honest, yes.
Okay, so I don't think shit should have to change in that direction. You know who you with just as much as you know who you are. Now, certain things I may want help with, but I don't need it because I'm particular about it. So if I want to avoid unnecessary tension, I'll just do it by myself. So if that means that it's 80-20, oh fucking well, it saved the argument.
You know what? And I'm glad you're giving me this advice, because obviously you guys are in a 5-year relationship, and Tyler and I are not even 2 years in with the new. Well, he's not a newborn no more, a toddler. And so I think what I'm inferencing for myself and learning about myself in this very moment, now that you said that, is that I am very particular about certain things, and I would rather do it alone.
Yeah,
so
and that's okay.
So why complain?
And that's what I'm about to say. When I've never been I might complain about. Of course, Trey would say, I'm sure,
because you're a woman. But he ain't never met a bitch like me. I'm a complainer.
I'm not a complainer.
Right.
To that extent. Like, if my body aches, if I don't feel good, all those type of things, yeah, it's really just because I just be wanting his attention. Mm-hmm. That's really it, if I'm gonna be honest. But I'm particular about certain things. I would rather not have any help. I would rather you not come bother me in this moment. I mean, he's very helpful. That's just who he is by nature.
And I think that's why our perspectives are different. Because I think Trey is, and y'all, we even talked about this on the podcast where they were present. Mm-hmm. And Tyler even said, like, shit, he give a fuck. I may not sometimes. And so, like, I think our perspectives are different because you do have somebody who is willing to go, like, over and beyond. And Tyler's going to do what he needs to do. Yeah. And so I may be the person that be like, man, I need more. I really need more. Yeah. And then you're like, listen, I don't need that much. Yeah. Right. And I love that the perspectives are different.
And he knows, like, I feel like, and it may just be the time frame that we've been together. But honestly, I know, like, something as simple as if I go home and Trey's napping, he don't feel good. So I got everything for the rest of the night. Like, I'm good. Nigga don't nap. We have gotten to know each other to the point where, like, we don't have to explain why we're not doing what we feel like the other person should be doing, because it's obvious why I'm not. I don't need to tell you every time. To avoid disagreements, to avoid arguments. And some people would say us doing that is not healthy, because some people think that it's really weird that we don't argue. Some people think that it's really weird that we don't bicker.
I can see why, but I disagree.
But it's not to say that we don't disagree.
Disagree, right?
Because we do disagree. We just I feel like we've always done it in a healthy manner, except for one time. Fuck that, getting fucked up.
But that's the thing. People are not used to that.
Yeah, so I wasn't used to it.
Yeah,
I just know that I want to be with him, so I need to figure it out, because I'm really used to putting my hands on a nigga, if I'm gonna be honest.
Come on, baby.
I'm really used to just telling the nigga what the fuck he needs to do, and he need to do just that.
Very much used to that. And when you get in a relationship that you want to stay in,
you learn
that don't work.
And also, you don't want that shit done back to you. I realized
absolutely
really fast I didn't like to be talked at really fast. We can't do that. We need to figure out another way to communicate, because that made me feel weird. And the minute I feel weird, I'll be ready to be done.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. And for example, like, you know, and I think I said this in another podcast, but my job has this motto where they say treat people how they want to be treated instead of you. So, like, you know, I want to be treated this way. And so you have a really good point. You need to make sure that you're thinking of both. You don't want that to be done to you, so don't do that to your partner. And also, one of the things that I'm constantly teaching myself and learning is that when somebody tells you how they want to be loved, if you love that person and you want to cherish that person and you want to be in a relationship with this person, then sometimes you gotta take heed to that. Never sacrifice who you are, but find an even medium, because when they say, look, this is my deal breaker, this is my line crosser kind of thing, you know, everybody got to make sacrifices. So I think that's one of the things, especially when it comes to 7, Tyler is the more protective parent. I am the parent who is like, he will live. It will teach him character. And I think that comes from our level of sensitivity. Yeah. And I'm very sensitive. Like, I'm emotional and things like that. But when it comes to worldly things, within reason. Yeah. Like, when it comes to worldly things, I'm not really that fucking sensitive. Like, you know, Tyler is the opposite. And so I feel like he's always trying to protect Seven. Yeah. And we have had to come to
he has to let him learn his mistakes. He
has
to make mistakes.
But we've come to a point where we're in the middle now. Yeah. Like, look, if he gonna bump his head, he gonna bump his head. But we're going to try to prevent it as well. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like somewhere in the middle, and I feel like you just got to listen to your partner.
I think me and Trey are both the protective parents. Like, honestly, Marley, we had to teach her how to fall properly. Had to teach her how to...
That's what I mean by meeting in the middle.
How to, you know, brace herself, because we were always running to her every need, which is also something that I am trying to dial back from, because I'm like, if I'm here, then yes, she can hold my hand and go up the step. If I'm here, then yes, she can, and it regresses them.
And you know, older people always tell you that.
Yeah,
they always say,
my mama be preaching it. Okay,
yeah, I mean, my family be preaching.
She be preaching it, and I be like, no, I'm gonna do it this way. And I think that it really just is being overly protective. I work with children, and I've done it for a while, honestly, and I see kids be kids all day, like, to the extent of you know they're gonna fall, so don't because when I first got into childcare, baby, a kid falling would destroy me like I was their parent, if I'm gonna be honest. And them the type of people y'all need in fuck childcare.
Absolutely.
Okay? Would destroy me, like, oh my god, they fell, oh my god, I'm over here coddling them, I'm over here hugging them, all this stuff. And then it's an everyday thing, and when you taking care of 8 children at a time, you can't coddle that one baby every time that. And baby
then
falls.
See the digression.
And you see that
is it digression?
Regression.
Yeah, the regression.
Yeah, yes. you see that.
Once a motherfucking time,
you'll see them starting to mimic infant-like behaviors, and then you're like, okay, what can I do to deter that? Which would be you have to let them learn. I'm still learning that. I am still learning that. My baby is big. Not big. She midget.
Oh my god, she's not big.
She's a bigger girl. She really does know how to do just about everything that she needs to do. Because she wants to potty. She's potty training herself. I think that she just like, I don't know. To me, that is just like the coolest thing ever.
I love that.
Like,
she's so advanced. I wish I could know her, but y'all can't.
No, but really, I just, to go back, I don't think I ever want things to be 50-50. I don't want to ever feel obligated to do.
I agree with that.
Certain things and needing you to do other things, because life happens. What if you get ill? What if you get hurt? What if, you know what I mean? Like, I need to be able to do everything that I need to do for my child to keep her alive. So I prefer the days where we're 80-20 or we're 60-40 or whatever it may be, because it's teaching us how to be a family. Like that's the beauty of it all to me. Like, every day I feel like me and Trey learn how to parent together, because can we talk about that?
Yeah, because single, it's a lot of, now I know in this generation it's less single parents and less of, I love that.
Like, honestly,
I love that. I can't express how much I love that. Like, a plethora of my friends and people that I know who have children are not single parents.
Yeah.
And so it's even present in my own life, and I know it's present, like, through
society,
through statistics.
Oh, statistics. Okay,
that word. Through stats.
Yeah, right. Right there.
Through stats and shit. I know that it's more prevalent to be in a family rather than be a single parent. And so, yeah, let's talk about the fact that, like, once that is happening, then you have to learn, because you had an example of that, but I did not. And neither did Tyler. You had an example of having a 2-parent household.
Yes.
So when you don't come from that, and even if you do, you know what I'm saying, you still have to learn how to do it together. You got to parent together.
And that is to me the coolest part of parenthood. The fact that he thinks one way and I think one way, but together we came together and we made this little baby and we get to think this way for her. Cuz it's not about us. Like I feel like we're constantly setting aside our feelings because what's just best for Marley. Like,
absolutely.
What's the easiest thing to help Marley progress?
Yep.
And a lot of times, I would say that I think she does better because sometimes she do have to just be with her dad. And sometimes she do have to just be with us. Like, that has been, like, the staples of her becoming more independent, which is beautiful.
I think that's happening for us now.
Yeah.
And I can see that, and I love that. Like I said, because I've been breastfeeding and because you came over that hump, you even gave us advice like, look, he's going to have to be removed from you a lot more to be able to be weaned off the boob. And because we've been doing that, and it's only been 2 weeks, he is so much more independent.
Yeah.
He relies on his father at times. Mm-hmm. He relies on just me. Sometimes it's the both of us, and then sometimes he don't rely on a goddamn nothing.
Yep. And he just
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I can definitely agree to that. Like, that's definitely something that has made me proud of his growth. Yeah. So I think it's like helping him.
I think that's when I started to honestly see, like, regardless of what we say, what we do, she is still her own individual.
Yep.
So she's still, of course, she's a kid. So she's still going to have her moments. We're still teaching her how to use her words, how to regulate her emotions, but we're able to do it in a fashion where, one, we don't collide, which is because I really thought we would butt heads. I really thought that
when it comes to a kid, because I'm telling y'all, the only time me and Tyler get into it is about our son. It's about our son. We're two passionate people.
Yeah, y'all are.
No,
and
she knows the both of us.
I think our issue is we're both too mellow sometimes.
Yeah, oh my God, Yazzie. That's why we get along. Opposites attract.
We're both just like, I'm always reference this. When Paris got in the car with us, and excuse me, just dropping names, Paris is my brother.
Yes.
Our brother rode with us one time, and he said, yo, sometimes y'all just be so chill that it puts me straight to sleep. And I was like, you know what? As a parent, I don't want to be that all the time. And I'm working on that. Because
are you?
Yes.
I'm glad to hear you say that because I know you and Trey go home and have conversations about me and Tyler, right? Everybody does. Like, that's how couples, if you in a couple and you with another couple, y'all go home and talk about the couple, right? And not in like a negative way. Yeah. You just like, because I really get trying to learn from other couples.
I really want to stress this too.
Okay.
That just to you. To you. I don't ever go home and be like, these motherfuckers over here.
No.
Because
I know that.
I know we know that. But I need the world to know that as well, because people be fucking with us.
And then they'll try to make us think that the other person is doing that. That's not it. That's happened to us recently.
Yeah. So fuck that.
About other people in relationships and things like that. But fuck that. I know. Yeah. Bitch, one thing about it, I know my friend. Okay? I know my friend. What we say last episode, 2 episodes ago, a 20-year relationship. Baby, it's as well as knowing your mother when you're 20.
Honestly.
You know your friends when they're your friends. And so I know that when you're going home having conversations about our relationship, it's out of innocence.
Yeah.
And also to kind of like pull from that to learn from yourself.
Yeah.
Or, shit like that. So anyway, we be trying to learn from them because they're in a longer relationship than we are. And one thing that we noticed about them... Y'all are so, like, just exactly what you said. Y'all are so fucking calm.
Yeah.
It's almost laughable because me and Tyler are the complete opposite.
Yeah, and they are. Like,
yeah. And I think that it's so much beauty in that. And I know that if you're saying you're working on it, then that means that it could be even more beautiful. Because y'all are not calm in a bad way. Y'all are just two calm ass motherfuckers.
Yeah. I think the issue is, and what I'm trying to get out of is that being, because I don't feel like I've always been that person.
Right. It's when y'all are together.
When we are together, we are just fucking cool. Like, cool as the wind, baby. We just be
cool as ice.
Cool. We be chilling. We really just be chilling.
It's quite refreshing.
A lot of people say that.
It is.
A lot of people say that. I feel like a lot of people get around me and Trey and be like, wow, y'all show us what it's like to... And it's not to say... Honestly, honestly and truthfully, once I got with him and I realized how petty he could fucking be.
Y'all choose not to do that.
Yes, it's really that. Because we would not be together. We are both two petty ass fucking people. And I need people to know that.
That's love. When you know you got that in you and you choose not to do that because you love a motherfucker that much.
I just told him the other day, I said, I just realized what Beyonce was talking about when she said that she was crazy in love. Because although we're a very chill relationship, fuck with me. Bet you we're going to jail.
Now, I can agree with that. Now, we're not like, I'm not saying that me and Tyler are not like super chill when it comes to certain things. But we are very passionate people, like I will continue to say. So on the opposite spectrum of that, we're different. But one thing I can relate to you with, bitches, fuck with me.
Fuck with me.
Fuck with me. Because a bitch is crazy in love.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
That's how it is.
You know. I don't know why the fuck you made me so in love.
Because can we talk about that? I still get the ick every time I think about the fact that I genuinely got love for somebody.
Yeah, like the other day, went to my cousin's house. Thank you. My cousin is my mom's age, so she's seen me grow up. And she was like, I just genuinely cannot believe that you're in a long-term relationship and, this is what you want for life. And I said, why? And she said, because you were literally like the independent black power, like
living your best life.
Living my best life, like type of girl or whatever.
And we both were.
Yeah, and Tyler was astonished because he don't know that side of me. You know why? Because the motherfucker made me fall in love. Changed me.
And then when you get with somebody, it's like, you gonna do that for me?
You gonna do that?
You can do that?
You would do that?
Oh my God.
Make me hang up my damn jersey,
Thank
baby.
You so much. Honestly.
My jersey been hung up. Got a date on it and everything.
My jersey been hung up for a while now.
Yeah, long while. Half a decade.
That's weird.
And the way we used no, okay, sorry.
Yeah. Because we used to live.
Very much so.
We used to live. I didn't, because we did together. We. I need folks to know. Together.
Yes.
We were. What people used to say? When we was kids, hit missions. Is that what they used to say?
No. Yeah, go on missions.
Go on missions. Yeah.
We used to go on missions together for sure.
Yeah. And Heaven has always been the wild friend. They get you to do whatever the hell she wants you to do, cause nigga done fuck with her. Yeah, that ain't never been me. But I always had a ball.
Wait, now I ain't telling my business.
Cause I always had a fucking ball. And I always hope. Listen, the reality is, I always hope to be in a situation where I can do some petty shit like you've had to do. Like,
bitch, we had some good times.
No, we really
on account of my dumb ass.
And I just be like, Heaven, just let it go. I can't let it go. This motherfucker got me fucked up.
I'm very passionate. I am not the get back type of person anymore. But when in my younger years, baby, I was wild as fuck.
She was, and I've never been the get back type of person.
You just loyal.
And I hate it about myself sometimes.
Loyal to a fault.
Yeah.
Because you could have went to jail.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yeah. But yeah, I wish cause that one young man that I had dated, he really should have got done a lot more dirty than I did.
But because you weren't on that energy, we didn't do anything. I'm always following your energy like you following mine.
I know. So, but honestly, because I feel like still, it takes so much more energy to be angry with people than to just move the fuck on.
And she's been always so much more mature than me. Because I wanted that get back, baby.
Yeah, I don't like the feeling of the fact that karma might come back and smack my ass.
And I had to learn that the hard way.
I don't like, and I think I've always been like, yeah, honestly, I feel like I've always been that way. Like, I know that the universe got my back, so they gonna get done dirty. And listen, that nigga got ran the fuck over. Broke every bone in his motherfucking body. But I'm just saying, that's for almost killing me, bitch. That's for almost killing me, bitch. Okay? Get the fuck was that?
Yeah, because we should have went to his ass. I'm sorry. I told you I wasn't this person no more, but back then, we should have went to his ass.
And I'm sure that's, because in those times, you didn't speak to me as often, because I'm sure you was like, this bitch is so fucking stupid. And
it wasn't, and I'm going to explain. And you know what? I'm glad, we're going to bring it back to the topic before I explain. I'm so exhausted from motherhood that one of the things that really brings me back down and grounded is being with my friend.
Yeah, honestly.
And being able to reminisce about things that happened before motherhood and before we were in long-term relationships and before adulthood. Like, to be able to feel and get that dopamine, it's
like a sense of us nostalgia.
Yeah,
like
it just makes you feel good, and y'all know what I'm talking about. But love that for one, because we going through the motions with motherhood and parenthood and still loving it. Loving it. But we came on here to tell y'all today that it's still hard as fuck. We can do both. So that's one thing. And let me explain to you why I started to be distant. Because I'm like, look, I can tell her every day, all day, how much she don't need to be with this nigga.
Yeah.
I can tell her all that. But she's not going to listen until she's ready. And then on top of that, it was because I didn't want that nigga around me. Can I be honest?
Yeah. You didn't like, but you told me you didn't like him from the beginning.
From the very first day we met him. We met him together.
You was like, yes, you don't argue while you arguing with this nigga. And you were right. You're very much right. I think my issue is the nigga was always around, so I could never actually call you and say, bitch, I tried to call the police on this motherfucker so many goddamn times they would not remove his body.
Right.
It got to a point where I just didn't talk to anyone because talking brought on a fight. And you get tired of fighting, physically a nigga every fucking 3 days. Like,
yeah. And this is one thing, I'm gonna give you your flowers on this. Me and Tyler were talking about the fact that I went through some things with another friend of mine who was going through not as severe, but something similar, right? And that because she was going through that, she took some anger out on me and was, we kind of, our friendship disintegrated because of that, right? And all I could think about was you during that conversation with Tyler, because I'm like, that differentiates the type of person she is and the other motherfuckers I was cool with.
Yeah. Because
although we took that hiatus of kind of not being around each other, it was an awkward situation. It was something going on. You were going through something traumatic. That didn't mean that we weren't able to come back together and figure it out. And that also did not mean that you ever disrespected me because you were being disrespected.
No, and
I really appreciate you for doing it.
I feel like because and Raven said the same thing as well. She said to me one time when she called me, she was like, "You keep your distance to keep us safe." And I said, "That's so true." And she was like, "You don't got to do that. You can lean on me sometimes." And I was like, "You know what? Bitch, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell this nigga it's over." That's what no lie.
And I love Raven for she's poetic. Our homegirl Raven, she's poetic too. You know how some people got words that actually mean some shit? She one of them people. And so I love that she said that to you.
Yeah. And I feel like because I know exactly what transpired. Directly after, I started playing in that nigga face so hard. I was smoking with niggas.
And she talking about she don't do get back.
But let's be honest. 6 months into the relationship, we're done. I broke up with him 6 months into the relationship. The law made you stay there. The nigga
living together.
The nigga will post on my Instagram nice sweet messages to his motherfucking self because you're fucking weird. Yeah. But you know, a lot of people thought that we weren't over because he posted like an anniversary post or something like that.
I thought
the nigga wrote no. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of stuff I feel like I just didn't speak to because it's embarrassing.
No, and although I've not been in a physically abusive relationship, I've had situations with motherfuckers that I probably would not tell you or anybody else.
I know you won't tell me.
Later on, though.
Yeah, probably about 10 years from now you're going to tell me. Because
No. Well, maybe. I mean, it might be a few things that I haven't told you already, but I have told you things years later.
Yeah, I
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's fucking embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah, and you don't want to, and even when you are, especially when you're taking the necessary steps to remove yourself. Because I was more embarrassed of the fact that I didn't realize how much people get tied to you when they sign them papers to stay at your address on probation. And I'm also gonna say this: I'm not no motherfucking ride or die bitch. I don't know what the fuck I was doing any goddamn way.
Yeah, because I would rather die. I swear to God, I'm
not riding for another fucking man.
I never in my motherfucking life.
Not without mutual respect. That's really it.
Baby, that was... It be the niggas who can't give you shit. Even a little bit of motherfucking... An ounce of respect.
This nigga even...
That need...
He used to say, I can't work. He couldn't work because he was always thinking that I was cheating. And you probably was right. But... You should have got a motherfucking job, and maybe you would have felt better as a man.
Mind you, he probably still healing from all them bones being broken, so he ain't watching this.
Look, and if you do decide to be nosy, come up this way, please make yourself be seen, because we've been wanting to shoot you for a while.
Whoa, you can't say that on here. Anyway, girl, we done got our time.
Well, to bring it back. I learned what I did not want to tolerate and what I would never tolerate from a man that I would make a child with.
Absolutely.
Out of that.
And God braced us.
Yeah.
He covered us.
Yes. Because Lord knows I could not have. I wouldn't have. It don't even matter. Baby, big abortion clinic. I don't give a goddamn. I was not going to be tied to a narcissist for the rest of my life. I refuse. To the women who feel obligated to have their children, baby, do what's best for you. Because, yeah, I would never. Could never.
Yeah.
But it made me, from that relationship to where I am now, helped me know, one, that some people really don't need to be immediately into relationships. Some people really need to take the time to speak to people. Now, was it new to me? Because Trey is really, I could say that he's a lot more traditional than I am, to the extent of, like, we physically talked for like 8 months before we ever
like dated, like a little like traditional date, like we courted you.
Yeah. Before we ever actually
became a couple.
No, seen each other physically.
Oh yeah, you said that. Yeah, you said that.
And then when we seen each other, I was ready to motherfucking jump to his bones, bitch.
Because I like you already.
We're ready to fuck. What are we waiting for?
I like you.
And he wouldn't. But it also made me respect myself.
Your motherfucking husband.
Okay, made me respect myself a lot more. Also made me know that I was settling for the bare minimum.
Yes.
For men. Out of men, and I just found in my journal I wrote 8/03/18 that, because that's when, I guess, I'm not even sure what it was, but I wrote in there that I would have his children and that I would marry him, and I've never felt that about a man. And so when it came up almost 4 years later, and I read it to him, I was like, bro, and I still feel that way. I've never once been the girl who was like, I'm gonna marry somebody. No. But when I met him, I knew that I could father, like we could parent together. I knew that he would be an excellent father, even without having the experience that people feel like they get from like watching cousins and stuff like that. Like, he just got it. That's just who he is. Would I ever probably make another child with someone else? No, because if you ain't gonna fix one meal, we not gonna work. Because I can't do all three. I can't do all three. I can help you.
Look, I don't know. Look, I be complaining and Tyler does breakfast, and I still be complaining. I need you to fix more than one.
One is okay with me.
And look, we just talked about that. You literally taught me something for my relationship. Look, if you don't want no motherfucking help in the moment and then you tired, don't complain afterwards.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Because I be complaining. Like, God damn, can you cook dinner?
Yeah, you can't. Like, you can't.
I mean, I get it. I get it. I do. I get it. And that's to go back to what we were saying. To be a mother is hard. To be a father is hard, yeah. But I'm even gonna go to the extent to say that being a mother is so fucking much harder than being a father. And I think this is what this whole episode was about. When you find a nigga who's going to be a good father, take him, because I want to run. Because when I love the story that you said about your diary. I looked back at mine maybe a month ago. I started writing again. Mm-hmm. Now I started writing again because a bitch actually found the energy to do something for herself.
I told you we need to do that.
Yeah. You told me that, and we're gonna do every day, right?
Yeah.
we're gonna have to try to do that because I used to write literally 3 times a week prior to having 7. So I found some energy to do some shit for myself, and I started writing. So I went back and I wrote the first date that me and Tyler went on, and literally almost verbatim from what you said, like the energy, like the first date though. That was the first date. I've always wanted children and I always wanted to be married, but I've never met a nigga that said, oh, I want to be married to him and have children by him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so in my little journal entry, I was like, you know how I talk to myself. I was like, bitch.
I literally hope no one, like, if I pass away, they need to go
please.
in.
Yeah, please.
Put them in my casket,
Please
bitch.
put my diary in my casket. Keep it with you. You're the only one.
Matter of fact, keep it in the tuck. Whoever go first, you need to be like, she allotted me the journals.
Yes. We need to put that in our will.
No, yeah. I'm going to write that bitch down today, too.
Put it somewhere.
Give it to heaven.
Tell me where you put it. But, I'm like, bitch, you know, this the nigga you've been looking for. Like, husband, father. Literally. And so, I know that, despite me being the person that I am, complainer, the fucking overdramatic, whatever it is, one thing about my man is he's a good motherfucking father, okay? And love that for them. Love that for Seven and Tyler. Love that for them. So I really can attest to that. That does not take away the fact that we're tired as fuck, right?
It doesn't.
We so tired. And I think that's exactly what this shit is about. But one thing that I love is that we have each other.
And that's it. That's really it. I used to be the girl who would say I don't need anyone. I mean, I was going to live my Mary Jane fucking life. You fucking know.
I was too.
I was going to live my best Mary Jane life. Honestly, I planned on being the best hoe ever.
And you know, you went through that earlier than I did. But I called you in college and was like, bitch, I want to be Mary Jane too. You know? So yeah, we had decided that.
I really, the way Heaven has always, like, she's always dreamt of a wedding. She's planned for a wedding. She's dreamt of, that has just never been who I was. It never, like, I think the shock to the world was Yazzie was pregnant.
Absolutely.
Fuck is you doing pregnant?
Absolutely.
Fuck am I doing in a relationship?
Absolutely. That one actually is the big one.
They used to say she is the best talker ever. She all she do is the talking stage, and they were so right.
That's why you mastered it.
I mastered it. No, I mastered that shit, and I also mastered detaching, and that was the issue. Once I attached myself to this other figment, I said, why would I ever detach?
Yeah, because you were kind of like mastering the talking stage, but like not even thinking about the commitment part of it.
Yeah, I never date who.
Yeah,
and even when because I would talk to people for years, but it's just like I remember I used to say, I just know one man ain't gonna do it all for me. Like, he not gonna be able to.
And I used to be like, bitch, what you gonna do? Have multiple husbands?
I planned on it. I really did. I was like, I need a man to massage my feet.
And she's so serious.
I need a man to do that. And then I was not pleased by several different men.
Yeah, it still didn't work, right?
Still didn't.
You still didn't get 100%, right?
And then I got with a man who pleased me in every way possible, and I said, I'm gonna just keep it over here. I'm gonna just stay over here. Now it's pregnant.
And the way God works, I'm just saying, honey. I'm just saying. But you know what, y'all? This has been, and I'm gonna share this with you, and I'm gonna share this with y'all. This has been everything I needed.
Yeah.
And usually, all of our sessions are like this. All of our session podcasts leave us both feeling like, damn, we needed that.
Yeah.
But today, we intentionally did that before coming on here.
Yeah.
Because we were both like, I was going through that whole, like, look, I'm overstimulated kind of thing with specifically motherhood.
Yeah.
Specifically adulthood. Specifically all of that. And Yazzie was like, same. I'm feeling that. And so we came intentionally to this episode to talk about and to have the conversation about it, to decompress. And it fucking worked.
Yeah.
It fucking worked.
And I like I was telling Trey the other day, this is gonna sound horrible coming out my mouth.
Oh God.
But I'm gonna say it anyway.
What?
I ain't never felt in my life, unfortunately, and I hope this don't hurt your feelings.
Yeah, tell me.
Like I needed a friend.
Tell me. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just going to agree.
But I needed a friend. And when I realized, it was fucking yesterday actually, I said, you know what? I ain't never needed nobody except for heaven. And it sucks to say out loud.
Well, I don't think so because
I have other friends.
Yeah.
But the only person.
Oh, okay. That's why it sucks. Okay.
Yeah. Because when I put into perspective what I want out of a friendship, consistently it's only been given to me by one person. So I can go months, maybe years, without talking to other people. But if this bitch decided that that's what the fuck it's gonna do, real life tears.
Real life
tears.
I ain't never cried over a motherfucking friend.
Never.
Ever.
The fuck?
And look, I love people.
Yeah.
I swear to God. But if this friendship, I agree, was to disintegrate, it would be real life tears.
Real life tears. And y'all probably would see us real life tears crying on the internet because bitch, you need to come back over here.
Yeah, and bitches who cry on the internet, it gotta be something really fucking bad.
For real.
Okay. So yes, that would be us.
That would be us. Not even being dramatic.
Literally.
Because a lot of people know me as hard body Yazzie. But I need to reintroduce myself as sensitive as fuck Yazzie.
She been trying to tell y'all.
Because I feel like I've been sensitive all my life and people just ain't took it serious.
She been trying. She's growing into that.
Okay. And shit hurt my feelings. Shit really be hurt my motherfucking feelings. And the only person who really teeter with my feelings, I'm not gonna say teeter because that's not a good word. The only person who would really walk around them to make sure that whatever is needed to be said is said in a manner that I'm not feeling some type of way is heaven. Probably Ashley too. Not probably. Ashley too.
It is Ashley.
Ashley is my cousin, so we don't even care.
Child.
They my family.
You know, black people, when you family, your cousin. Why she can't be your auntie if she your cousin?
No, she can't.
She the same age as you.
She ain't even the same age as us. I think she a year.
She only a year older, so she the same older. That's why.
She my cousin because I met her through my cousin.
Black people, Chad.
That's my cousin.
Black people.
that actually is another person who pull on my heartstrings.
Yes,
and she knows that forever. That's my girl.
I appreciate you for being amazing to her. I really do.
Yeah, Ashley.
Because you know, I'm a little protective, so.
And she is too.
Exactly.
And them two together is a fight.
Oh my God, it actually happened.
Exactly.
It actually happened before. We do not fucking play about her, okay? Play with her if you fucking want to.
But no one else fights for me. I have had another friend fight for me, and appreciative of those moments of having friends that would take up for me. But I think I've realized time and place. I've realized, because like you could tell me something happened or whatever. I'm not gonna come in your general area with your people in your space and treat your people weird.
Okay, and let me talk to that. Because that's a really good point. We're gonna wrap this up, y'all, because we know. Gone. Okay. I think that's a really good point because one of the reasons our friendship is still intact after the fact that you went through that traumatic shit with that nigga is because I never went in and infiltrated.
Yeah.
Right? Even when she wanted me to.
Yeah.
Even when she wanted me to and you didn't do enough was Yazzie. I'm like, that's your business. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck about that nigga. I give a fuck about you. So I'm not going to be the one to go in and slap the nigga like we be seeing in the movies and shit. That's not who either of us are.
If I'm in your house and a nigga slap you, I might slap him.
Yeah, no. But for motherfucker, we jumping his ass. Okay, because you're not gonna win with motherfucker ever. I don't give a fuck how big you is. You're gonna die. Sorry, okay. Not die, but
probably. We got Pinky.
Oh yeah. Pinky. No, I don't got Pinky. Pow pow. It's a little one, but it's not Bow Wow.
Okay.
But anyway,
this is us 24/7. And like I told Heaven, and like I tell Heaven all the time, we joke. But this is why we don't have friends.
Literally, because we're talking about something so serious. And we cackling. We never can be serious ever. But that's how you get through life and be happy. I'm telling you. But niggas need to start laughing at shit.
Everything.
And then talk about it later. But I would never do that, and she's never done that to me. Even when I wanted her to, even when she wanted me to, it's a respect boundary between, you living your life. Yeah. You got to make your own mistakes.
Exactly.
You have to. And so I think that I really appreciate you knowing that I'm that person. And the only reason you know that is because you're that person too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really, for one, because I don't feel like I've always been this person. I feel like at one point I would.
That's true.
I would insert myself in arguments. Especially if I feel like they're not arguing to the degree that I feel like they should be. Trying to telling people what they should be saying or how they should handle situations because I've handled it this way or I've gotten
your friend not doing enough.
Yeah. I've gotten to a point. I mean, this is really honestly because of motherhood, because I'm so patient out and when people are frustrated because I have a child now. So like when you call me and you're frustrated, I know that most times it's a moment. It's not a general frustration over your entire life.
Yes.
It's a moment of frustration. And I don't know if, you can speak for yourself, but I know for me that if I'm frustrated and I call you as soon as the phone call is over, I'm good.
Yes.
Because I've talked to who I need to talk to about what I need to talk about. Yes. I've got it out of my head and I can move on. It makes it easier, honestly, to be able to navigate my household because I have a friend that I can speak to, especially a friend that I can speak to in motherhood.
Yeah, I was about to say, because we're battling the same stuff, either you've already been through it or we're going through it together. Yeah. Like you said, when I get off the phone after that moment of frustration, it's gone. Yeah. And I feel better. And now I know what to do. A same voice has spoken to me. I actually will call you and say, am I wrong?
Yeah.
I will actually call you and say,
am I tripping?
Am I tripping? Because I know the fuck.
Yeah.
And sometimes you be like, yeah, bitch, you tripping. Yeah.
Because that's a honestly, I think that's what people miss.
Yes.
Within our friendship. It's the fact that we do correct each other's behavior.
People don't know how to do that with us. Yeah. And so they don't understand our friendship.
Yeah. Literally. Because if she called me, honestly, I'm gonna be candid. I will sit and speak and talk to her boyfriend.
Literally.
And he can tell me things that bother him. And I'm like, okay, that's this perspective of her.
And how do you navigate?
Okay. And I know this perspective of her. So maybe she's doing this because of this. And maybe she's doing this because of this. And even he can come to me and speak to me. Like,
just real life shit. I'm telling you.
I think that I think in life, honestly, especially since we have developed a relationship amongst us and our significant others, if Heaven really wanted to go speak to Trey, she could speak to Trey. If I really wanted to go speak to Tyler, I could speak to Tyler. And that is what I find beautiful about what we have created. Because we're doing parenthood with each other, but we get to do it sometimes as a group.
Yes.
We get to feed off of each other's experiences. We get to learn from each other's mistakes. So it's honestly been able to elevate me, I feel like, in a sense, as a mother, one, but as a friend.
And as a woman.
And as a woman.
I think that I agree with that. And like when I say, oh, you guys, we hate to have to do this, but for the past,
3 weeks?
3 weeks, the recordings just have been miraculously stopping on us. No, I'm just playing. We ain't been the best at the production side of it. But we're gonna figure this out.
But I think that goes that goes on to show exactly how exhausted we've been.
Absolutely.
It's been a while of exhaustion. So that's why we're doing this like this. This is unlike the podcast. We wanted to come back on here and want to tell you guys that y'all are missing part of the conversation that is really fucking great.
Amazing.
And we're gonna do better.
We are.
We're gonna do better. We need to sign out, don't we?
Yeah, we need to sign out. And this has been
More Than a Mother Podcast.
And we're signing out.
We're signing out.